you. The Friends of Ada Hayden Heritage Park have been doing this since 2016. They did not do it last year in 2020 due to the pandemic, but they're ready to get back at it. They're looking to do this on September 9th with a rain date of September 10th. They reach out to various facilities throughout the community, and I know some of those communities, whether it's North Crest, Green Hills, will transport people out here for it. They also work with, I think it's Friendship Art Homes or Mainstream Living to get individuals out there and do shorter tours for the people with some intellectual disabilities. So it's a great thing. They've done it before. The city ordinance does prohibit the use of motorized vehicles on the trails. The Friends group will provide insurance. They've done it before. They rent, so all the expenses associated with this event is incurred by the Friends group. Great thing. Option or alternative one is to recommend the city council waive the enforcement. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but alternative, but that's our recommendation. go ahead and answer any questions if anybody has some.
I'll move to approve alternative 1.
Okay, Jacob moves alternative 1. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Sarah Whitwiller second. Is there any discussion? Yeah, this is a great event. It's great to get, people who aren't requiring mobility assistance out and about in the park and give them a guided tour. So I think it's just a great event every year. So all in favor of the motion to approve alternative 1, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Seeing none, the motion carries.
All right.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is a motion approving the memorandum of understanding with Reiman Gardens regarding a shared programming
So
this summer.
yeah, so we have Nancy Shaw with us, and she's been working with Reiman Gardens. So we'll let Nancy go ahead and give you an overview and answer any questions for you. Nancy, go ahead and unmute yourself.
I'm using a different laptop, so it takes me a little longer to maneuver it. I suppose you want to, no. There I am. Okay, sorry. All right, so earlier this year, Sarah Merritt, who is the program manager, education manager at Reiman Gardens, contacted me and asked if we would be interested in partnering with Reiman Gardens this summer and offering some mind-body classes at the gardens with Parks and Recreation fitness instructors. So, of course, we were really excited about the opportunity to do that. I met with Sarah a couple times. First time we met at the gardens, it was snowing and really cold, so it was hard to imagine it at that time, but we worked through we talked to the spaces and found some good spaces that we could offer the classes in or at. So in working through the details, we talked about programming, what we want to offer, and how we imagined it would work. So the conclusions we came to was that it would be staffed with our instructors. We would manage and pay the instructors, and the classes would be 45 minutes in length. And Reiman Gardens would manage the online registration and all the marketing materials, and they would share those marketing materials with us. And it would be a 50-50 split of the collected registration fees. So we had a memorandum of understanding that had to be sent to legal. We got that back, got the changes made. And so moving forward, we would like to approve the memorandum of understanding with the Reiman Gardens, of course, do not approve it, or of course, third option is refer back to staff. So.
And staff's recommended action is alternative 1.
Yes, thank you, Keith.
All right, any questions for Nancy or discussion on this?
Nancy, I have a question. I think this is really exciting. Is there an availability or an ability to expand this in the future if this is successful to other classes?
Oh, absolutely. I think Sarah would be on board with that. They've, like us, just trying to increase programming after the pandemic. So she's such a great supporter of our programs. In fact, she's taught belly dancing here, so she knows how wonderful we are. And so I think this would definitely be a great partnership moving forward with other fitness classes, maybe going into the fall. I mean, just working with them in it's a great setting. Of course, it just changes up the whole mind-body setting. So yeah, we're really excited about the opportunities.
Thanks.
Any other questions or discussion? I also think this is a really cool partnership. So kudos to you both for putting it together. So yeah. Would anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve alternative number 1.
All second.
Motion on the table to approve alternative 1 to recognize the memorandum of understanding between the City of Ames and Reiman Gardens for a partnership in providing some fitness classes in the gardens. All in favor of, or is there any discussion? I'm getting rusty, so. All in favor of approving alternative 1?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Seeing none, the motion carries. Thank you, Nancy.
Okay, well,
Able
I
to,
think Nancy's gonna talk about Green Hills too.
oh,
I
never
know.
mind. Okay.
How did that
Stay
happen?
up, stay on line, Nancy. Okay.
This one, we're going into, of course, we have been working with Green Hills for many years. We started out, of course, in 2011 with fitness classes and aqua classes, but after 4 years, we just reduced our offerings at Green Hills to aqua classes. So for the last 6 years, well, I guess last year doesn't really count part of it, but for the last 6 years, we have been working with Green Hills and offering aqua classes both to their residents and to the public. We offer a variety of classes, morning and evening, basically all year long. We pay Green Hills $6 per registration per session for fitness and aqua classes or per participant. And then they also allow us to offer parent-child swim lessons. And with that, we pay $3 per participant per session for the swim lessons. And either party can terminate the agreement by providing a 30-day written notice. So it's just been a really good partnership with them. It works for them and that they get a lot of older adults going into their facility and seeing what a great, beautiful wellness center they have. And of course, it's a win-win for us because we get a lot of older adults who need the warm water type of aqua classes. So we would like to have the facility use agreement with Green Hills. Either you could approve it, I'm not saying this correctly, or do not approve a facility use agreement, or of course, refer back to staff. And of course, I don't know, are you supposed to say that, Keith?
Go ahead.
Okay. I only do this once a year, okay? So because they have the appropriate facilities, we of course would hope that you would recommend alternative 1.
Okay. Any other questions for Nancy? Okay. Would anyone care to make a motion? Oh my gosh.
Alternative 1.
Oops. I apologize. Okay. I don't even know what happened there. Okay. Was there a second?
Oh, second.
There, okay. Any further discussion? All in favor of approving alternative 1 to approve the facility use agreement with Green Hills Healthcare from July 1st, 2021 to June 30th, 2022, please say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed, same sign. Seeing none, the motion carries.
Sarah, who made the initial motion on that one?
Was it Nathan or Jeremy?
Who's me?
Jacob.
Oh, it's Jacob. Okay. I apologize. I don't know what my phone decided to ring in my computer.
I missed it, and I just wanted to make sure, in case Katie missed it, that she gets that information.
Oh, man. Technology. Okay. All right, so that motion has passed. So, okay. Is all from Nancy then?
That's it for me. Thank you.
Okay.
You don't want to do the next one, Nancy?
That-
I'm sure she's pro kayaks as well.
All right, thank you all. Have a good night.
Thanks, Nancy.
Thanks, Nancy. All right. Next item on the agenda is a council action form regarding a request from Jack's Outdoor Gear to provide watercraft rentals and stand-up paddle boards at Ada Hayden Park for the 2021 season. Wow, that is a huge uptick in revenue from last year.
So this is something that Jax has been doing since 2005, and it's been a great thing for us because there obviously is a lot of need. There's a lot of desire from residents to use canoes, kayaks, stand-up paddle boards out at Ada Hayden. It's a great venue for that. We do not have to do the capital expenditure up front to get everything. We don't have to staff it. So it has worked really well. And I think, we've talked about this before, that during the pandemic, we have had a lot more people out using the parks and just experiencing the outdoors, which is great. And I think when you look at the number of rentals, last year they had 1,342 rentals versus 801 the year before. Really speaks to people getting outside and the need that's out there. So it has worked well every year with it. They're still going to be doing disinfection and the rest of the stuff regarding stand-up paddle boards and education, requiring people to wear PFDs, the life jackets. All of that is what they're going to continue to do. So again, there's multiple alternatives, but alternative one, which is approving the request from Jax to rent canoes, kayaks, and stand-up paddle boards, Ada Hayden from May 29th to September 6th, and waive the 10% fee of gross sales. That's alternative one, and that is staff's recommendation that the commission would approve alternative one.
Okay, any questions for Keith or discussion? Would anyone care to make a motion?
I would move that we approve option number one.
Okay. Second. Oh, me. Oh, so Nicole, Nathan, motion, and Nicole, second. All right, any discussion on the motion? Yeah, another great program. Glad to have it out there. So all in favor of approving alternative one, the request from Jack's Outdoor Gear to rent watercraft and waive the 10% fee of gross sales, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, please sign. Seeing none, the motion carries. So.
All right. Keith, I don't get an introduction or
I was
anything?
waiting for Sarah to
Oh,
bring
well,
up
I
the
was-
next item.
Oh.
No, I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead, Joshua, take it away.
I was looking for my agenda. I got lost in the window. Okay. Next item on the agenda is the staff report regarding the location options for an agility course, and that will be presented by Joshua Thompson.
Thank you, Sarah. That was proper. No. Good evening or good afternoon. In your staff report describes kind of some things that we're looking into. So annually, we review all of our playgrounds within the park system, and they're put on a 20-year life cycle. And in the fiscal year 2021 CIP, the Shagbark Shelter, the playground by Shagbark Shelter, was up for replacement. And during the CIP planning process, staff brought the idea of adding an agility course, a fitness agility course to the park system. And we determined that something like this be a very, very large structure, a very nice amenity, and it comes with some added costs. And so we determined that, if we're going to do this, the idea would not to put it at Innis Grove Park, just based on the other great amenities that are there. We have sand volleyball courts. We have obviously the Miracle project with the field and the all-inclusive playground. So one of the things that we're looking at is we did an initial review of all the parks within the system, and with a set criteria that we kind of came up with, and wanted to get you guys' point of view in regards to the criteria that we are using, and then also the parks that we are proposing, if those match to what you would agree with. So if you have any comments in regards to the criteria, we'd be glad to hear what you have to say. Keith and I did an initial review of what we thought, but we could have missed something. So if you have any comments to that, just let me know. And then secondly, look at the parks that are listed. Do you agree with those parks? Are we missing parks that you think we should consider? So the first thing is the criteria. You got any suggested changes or any questions in regards to that criteria?
I don't have too many questions about the criteria. I guess my main question is regarding, because there has been some interest from a group regarding bouldering, and if that type of amenity would be incorporated with the agility course, or if it would be more along the lines of what is presented in the image in the staff report.
So the piece of equipment or the amenity you're discussing has been included in the CIP, but I believe it's in year 4 or 5, and so it would not be included as part of this amenity.
Joshua, one of the things it says is parking, and I noticed that you have the east side of the creek for Brookside. Where do you propose parking up there?
So individuals will just have to park in the main parking lot and walk across Iowa Creek there, walk across the bridge to get to that. So we would necessarily, obviously, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Nothing new on the other side then?
No, we're not planning adding more parking over there. Obviously, individuals could park on the street. We're not going to recommend that. We would actually prefer that individuals would park in the parking lot.
Thank you.
So if there's no other questions or comments in regards to criteria, have you had a chance to review the locations? And just a quick note, two parks that you don't see on there is Ada Hayden Heritage Park. And we've talked about this before in regards to other amenities, but this specific amenity that we're proposing doesn't fit within the park philosophy that goes at Ada Hayden. And then also another park is Lloyd Kurtz Park, great open space. And staff is proposing another amenity that's going to be, we have a potential location for that at Lloyd Kurtz. So we'll bring that back at a later time.
Is there, because I'm just trying to think about the bouldering proposal, and I know that the funding for that is further out. But both of these projects kind of seem to draw a similar crowd, I guess. People who are kind of working on the core strength, things like that. I don't know. So I guess my question is, when considering a site, even if the funds aren't there for the bouldering for a few years yet. Would we consider a site that could eventually incorporate that, or is that something staff feels should be at two separate locations?
You know, in regards to that's a good question. And one of the things that we're trying to do is to diversify our equipment, our playground equipment, our amenities throughout the entire city. And so we feel like, and we haven't, I guess I got to back up a little bit. Keith and I haven't had a ton of discussion in regards to this. But I guess we'll just keep it at that. We want to, you know, it's something we can evaluate. But the bouldering is going to take quite a large space as well. So we just need to make sure we just need to make sure that we can spread those amenities out throughout the park system.
And I think is one thing also, I know it is in year 5. I'm pretty sure that's where the boulder is right now. One of the things I think we always got to look at is, even though it's in there right now, and this happens over the years, sometimes things are put into the CIP, and a couple years from now they aren't even in there because needs change, wants change from the public, and sometimes it's a matter of priorities also. Do we add a new amenity, or do we replace a parking lot of an existing park? So it's one of those things that it's hard to say, I guess, going off of what Joshua said. Right now it's in there, but to say, hey, we're going to put this here in the same location and plan for it when we're not even sure if it's going to happen or not happen, you know, that's we could be missing out on a great opportunity to put this agility course in a park and really add to that park and to that neighborhood or that area. But if we're thinking adding the boulder at the same time, we could miss out on some of these potential locations. So I just wanted to mention, you know, in our intent, we haven't, like Joshua said, we haven't discussed incorporating other amenities with this agility course. But that is something, now that you brought it up, we'll have that conversation before we move forward. And when we go out to the public and get feedback, we can pose that question to the public as well and see what they're thinking.
Yeah, and I don't care one way or the other, but I know both of these discussions are on the table, and I guess just reaching out to the people who are interested in that bouldering project, and then, you know, generally the public at large, just about, you know, if these amenities fit together, or if they don't really see these two groups sort of blending together. So, but yeah.
Hey, Joshua, outside of the Brookside location, you kind of said where that might go. On these other parks, where were you kind of ballparking where these things might be in those parks?
So just going down the list, Car Park, where the old pool was located, there's a nice flat space there, and there's parking lot there, so that's an option. Emma McCarthy Lee Park, you could either be on the west side of the tennis court or on the east side of the tennis courts in that big open green space. We're looking at about 5,400, 5,500 square feet for this amenity, so it's gonna need a little bit of space for it. War Memorial Park, we haven't really determined. It's a little bit more difficult at War Memorial just based on the terrain there. So there would be some extensive grading that would probably have to take place in that location. So I don't necessarily have an exact idea. It would basically be, our thought would be maybe be west of Crabapple Shelter. West of Coneflower Shelter, which is the first shelter that you approach there at War Memorial. And then at Northridge Heights Park, there's a large open green space out there that where it can potentially go. And then same with Tahira and Hira Lob, Hira Park. There's plenty of open space out there where it could be added. So.
And with Hira Park, I just also mentioned, is in our master plan or our site plan, we did initially put in the splash pad for that park, just to let neighbors know that it was something that we were thinking about. Obviously, we're going to Daly Park with the splash pad. So we could, could be interchangeable. They're almost the same size. So this agility course could go, in that location where we had it in the site plan, which is just kind of northwest of the east parking. That's kind of where that was.
Thank you.
Any other questions, concerns, comments in regards to the parks?
No, I mean, in terms of your questions at the end, I think everything makes sense. I mean, floodplain is always a big consideration. You don't want these amenities to get damaged. And then just outreach to the public, and further discussions about sort of how this park could accommodate other amenities over time.
So you agree with number 3?
Yeah.
You allow us to go out and gain feedback, do some little more comprehensive review of the parks, and then we'll gather community input. Yeah,
definitely.
Okay, and then at that time, once we have a better determination, we'll come back to the commission and ask for approval of a recommendation at that point. Does that sound fair?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
Any other discussion or questions for Joshua? Okay, you don't need a motion from us on this at all?
Not at this time. No, not at this time.
Okay. All right, thanks. Yeah, that's exciting. Another exciting amenity. So, okay. Are you discussing the next agenda item, Joshua? Or is that Keith?
That is Keith.
Okay. Okay.
So the Iowa Reinvestment District Program. I am going to have Joshua. Hopefully, you pulled up the video. Do you have it, Joshua? So one of the things I'll just mention while he's working on that. So we did go down. We did submit the application, which mentioned we did. There were 5 of us that went down and did a presentation to the Iowa Economic Development Authority Board. And what they did is there were 10 applications. There were, of the 10 applications, 6 met the minimum score. And of those 6, they invited all 6 to do a presentation. So there were 2 projects from Des Moines. There's Ames, 1 in Cedar Rapids, 1 in Newton, and 1 in Fort Dodge. Between those 6 projects or applications, there was a request for $150 million, and they have $100 million is what they set aside for this program. So when we went down, we did have showed a little video from the mayor. So can you pull that up, Joshua?
If you could let me share my screen, I will get it to you.
Oh, you can't do that? Let's see here.
There we go. All right, can everybody see it?
Yeah, just push play. Did anybody hear the mayor?
No.
Central location to add recreation, entertainment, living,
Maybe we started over, Joshua.
shopping, and feature
Do I need to do anything different with my sound?
Well, we started hearing it there at the end.
Okay.
I think you need to make this sound like internal to your computer and not your microphone. I don't know. Just a thought.
All right, I'm maxed out. Let's try this again. I'm sorry.
No, not hearing it. How about we'll skip that? Well, we'll send this to you so you can look at it with it. But if you want to take that off, Joshua, I'll go ahead and I'll just kind of walk you through what we did. So with it, everybody see that? Yeah. All right. So with it, this is the 6 individuals that went down. We had Brian Phillips, Assistant City Manager, Dwayne Pitcher from Finance, Kelly Diekman from Planning, Dan Culhane, who's the President and CEO of the Ames Chamber of Commerce, and then I went as well. So it was the 5 of us. And we did have the message from the mayor. And he basically just talked about the project at a high level, the different components, the aquatic center, the redevelopment, the downtown plaza, and the additional hotel, on Kellogg. We kind of just mentioned that, talk about why we feel this project is our project is transformational, and so on. So with it, it again just talks about, and you can see the different comments. So really, $150 million investment in that district between those 5 projects, and year-round amenities and activities. Again, capacity for visitors and events, and really in addition to just the visitors, you'll see in a number of these slides. Just talking about also is some housing that is being proposed in the Reinvestment District. So we would have additional people living in the downtown area as well. And then, building upon that healthy downtown district that we already have. So this was just, again, changing the landscape. It shows where the different projects are. You can see the aquatics over on the west end of the Reinvestment District, the redevelopment, the Kellogg Hotel, and then some of the other development as well. But again, just talking about what we're trying to attract and build upon existing momentum. And there's some other projects that are happening that we don't know exactly what's going to be taking place. But the Nelson family purchased the Ames Tribune building, and they really haven't come out quite yet exactly what they're going to do with that. So there's a lot of different things that are happening, and just what we can do to create those new experiences and innovative spaces for people. This gives you, with the Lincoln Way development or redevelopment, you can see 20 parcels, mixed use over 2 blocks, and with that, the developer already owns most of those parcels. So I think there's only 1 or 2 that they're still trying to purchase. But you can see the combination of apartments, hotel space, 23,000 square feet of conference center space. And then one of the issues, if you can see, or the items, is in that upper left picture, if you can see the cursor. So right there is a bridge that goes over the railroad tracks. So we'll go from this redevelopment, go over the tracks and tie right into Tom Evans Plaza, which would be a nice connection. And there are 70 trains that go through on that set of tracks every day. So it would be a really nice connection to have that. The Kellogg Hotel, another 95 hotel rooms. That is proposed to maybe once the rest of this redevelopment happens, that could happen maybe 5 years down the road, or after this other development takes place. The Indoor Aquatic Center, we've talked about that as well, kind of gone through. You can see the floor plan, the first floor, what's in there, and then the second floor with the walking track, multi-purpose room, and so on. So 2-story building. The downtown plaza, we've talked about this as well. Again, year-round facility. There'll be, summer activities. You can see some of the different things, food trucks, so on, kind of some active and passive types of recreational opportunities. And then also in the winter would have the skating. This Onondaga property, right now you can see, and they have done a little bit of work, and they're working on that. So they're working to improve it. But one of the things that they have also talked about, and here's some pictures of things started. But one of the things that they've also are talking about is actually going up on that property. So not just redeveloping what's already there, but going up and adding 18 apartments. And you can see the rendering of what that building would look like. So a lot of neat things, and then just kind of wrapped it up with again an overview of what we're looking to do. So with that, one of the comments, that we did have some questions about the financing, and at the end of the presentation. But there was one individual on the board that did make some comments that when he first looked at the project, he thought that the project was kind of disjointed, but after the presentation, he had a much better feel on how all of these things fit together in that reinvestment district, and how they could really be a catalyst for other development in the downtown area. So right now, we will find out on June 18th as to what they are preliminarily giving us, or thinking that they're going to award us for this project. As soon as that happens, we will let you know, and then we will have till February of 2022 to submit our final application. So still some things that need to happen. So any questions about this?
Hey, Keith, in another city broadcast, I think Steve Shanker made a comment that we would have to go to a vote on the bonds for the pool. And I thought we were not going to have to do that.
Yeah, we'll have to issue, bonds. All right, we'll have to issue bonds, and we'll have to pay back the debt, and hopefully this reinvestment district will pay back that debt. Now, there will, with any of this, is there may be a shortfall. So if right now the total project for the aquatic center, with the issuance of the bonds and so on, is 31 million. So we're asking for 21 million. We have 10 million raised. That covers the 31 for the most part, but there's a little bit of dollars that we'll have to still find. I think it's about $400,000. Now, if the IEPA comes back and says, we're only going to give you 15 million instead of the 21 million, then we'll be short 6. So it'd be over $6 million. We would have to go to a vote, if we had to come up with that type of money. There may be, and they're still investigating, there may be some other options, to do that. So depending on what we get from this reinvestment district, there may or may not need to be a vote. But no matter what we do, it is still open for a reverse referendum. So, and what that means is a certain percentage of the total number of voters in the last general election, they would have to somebody would need to submit a petition with that number, let's say it's 10%, with that number of signatures, and then that would force a reverse referendum, and then we would need to take it to a vote at that time. So, that help you, Dwayne?
Yes, thank you.
Yep.
Hey, Keith, I got that video to work. So,
Okay.
I guess we can't watch it on YouTube while doing a Zoom because there's not a bandwidth. So channel 12 helped me out. So if we want to watch that, we certainly can.
All right, sure. Go ahead.
Can everybody see my screen? Can everybody see my screen?
Yep.
Okay.
Hello, I'm John Neela. I'm going to send you names. I'm thrilled to cover this presentation. So it's transformative on many levels. Multifaceted nature is focus. Help us apply.
Is anybody else hearing it very well? Yeah. We'll send it to you. Yeah, it's still not coming across very well.
Really?
No, that's all right. Thanks for trying, Joshua. Any other questions in regards to the reinvestment district?
I just want to say it's kind of neat to see these somewhat disparate ideas come together in one, long range plan. I guess still my only gripe / suggestion is making sure that there's some sort of bike pedestrian transit corridor from, over Grand Avenue, to the aquatic center. So, we talked about it a little bit about there being on-street bike lanes if Lincoln Way were to go down to 3 lanes, of 2 driving lanes plus a turn lane. I don't know if there is, any other way to accommodate it. It's just tricky there. But anyway, I'll continue to gripe about that now that I'm done griping about the bridge.
Yeah. So, and I'll continue to pass that along. So. Yeah. Any other questions? No. All right. Thank you. We'll send this out so you can watch the video on your own with it.
Okay. Next, okay, so we're done discussing the reinvestment district. Next item on the agenda is a motion approving the 2021 to 2022 Parks and Recreation Commission meeting dates.
Yeah, and I just want to, mention with these, we've been giving these to you generally in April. They are the 3rd Thursday of every month at 4:00 with a couple of exceptions. So the one exception is in June, which we go on a tour rather than having an actual meeting with that. The next one would be December 2nd. That's when we sit down with the city manager and discuss the capital improvement plan, proposed plan, funding sources, and so on. And then the last meeting of the commission year, which is March 24th. Generally that 3rd Thursday falls during spring break. So we usually in March will meet on the 4th Thursday instead of the 3rd. So those are the outside of the normal 3rd Thursday of the month. Those are just a couple of the exceptions. So any questions on those dates?
No, it looks good. I'll try to put them in my calendar now instead of being surprised that I have commission that week.
So if we could get a motion to approve these dates, then we don't have to make motions, approving when like December 2nd or when we get to March and change that. It's already taken care of.
I'll motion to approve the dates.
I'll second.
Okay, motion from Jeremy and a second from Jacob. Any additional discussion on the next year's worth of meetings? All in favor of approving the meeting schedule for the next year, please say aye.
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 aye. All opposed, same sign. Seeing none, the motion carries. Okay, next item is a motion to hold the Parks and Recreation Commission July 15th meeting virtually or in person.
So, and let me give you an update. So on Tuesday, the city council did hold a special meeting to talk about the mask ordinance and then also about getting back together with in-person meetings. So they did approve that city council meetings as of June 1st would start to be held in person again. And they're looking at some different ways regarding how they could still do some virtual component as well as an in-person aspect. So, and at the same time, they said this would go on to all boards and commissions as well. So starting, and I didn't have June on here because we usually do the tour, but really we don't need to take any action on this because with the July meeting, we would start with in-person meetings. Actually, we would do in June because we'll be on a tour. But so any questions on that? Any concerns? If not, if you don't have to take any action whatsoever on this one, and we'll be back in person in the council chambers on July 15th.
Sounds good to me.
I'm vaccinated, ready to come back.
Yeah, and with it too is in the council chambers, they did put plexiglass between the different seats. So there's plexiglass at the dais. So in those that will stay up for a little while. At some point it will come down, but that is there as well if there are concerns with it.
Okay. All right. Would anyone care to make a motion regarding holding the July 15th Parks and Rec Commission meeting virtually or in person?
And like I said, we don't have to do anything. So.
Oh, we don't have to do anything. Oh, okay.
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
I see, because they've decided. Okay.
Yep. They decided to go back in person, so we don't need to really do anything.
Space enough. Okay. All right. Next item on the agenda then is project updates.
Yeah, I think I'll just mention that since the last time we met, we had the Blowhead Dam modifications on May 1st. Had a ribbon cutting, which was great. We had on May 10th the Homewood Clubhouse, ribbon cutting. Last night we had the pedestrian bridge out at Ellen McCarthy Lee Park. So a lot of things happening. We're working, Kelly, Joshua, and the rest of staff are working on a number of projects. And like I mentioned last night, I think we'll probably have, probably at least a half dozen, maybe a little bit more ribbon cuttings, throughout the rest of this year. So as soon as we know those, we will give you that information. But a lot of fun stuff happening. And I guess that's all I was going to say about project updates tonight.
Great. Okay. Next item on the agenda is a monthly report. Back to Joshua. Or
Joshua or Kelly, anything you want to share?
If you haven't been to Homewood Golf Course and seen the new clubhouse yet, go ahead and do that. Go play golf. Enjoy the golf course. Enjoy weather when we have good weather. It's a beautiful facility. The bridge at McCarthy Lee is really fun. If you want to walk, go on a hike through Munwoods, McCarthy Lee. Go out and enjoy the park system. It's a great time of year. Flowers are blooming in the prairies at Ada Hayden, so in other areas of town. So it's just a neat time of year.
do you know, I wasn't able to attend the garlic mustard neighborhood garlic mustard pull because that was on the south side of the woods, right?
It was in all of Munwoods.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how successful it was. I've been mostly walking near Emma McCarthy Park, and there's still a lot there, but
Yeah, there's a lot everywhere, but there's approximately 20 individuals that showed up, volunteers.
great. That's great.
I had about 30 bags of material that was picked up and put and disposed of. So I appreciate all the volunteers that helped with that. And then we're also still getting individuals that are doing that still in other parks and this park. So it's great that people are getting involved and taking action. So thanks.
It's much easier to pull after it rained. I was having such a time pulling it up when it was so dry. I was like, this is not working.
Yeah.
We would add, if there are any individuals that want to pull up garlic mustard, what you can do is really make sure that you get the entire root. Don't just cut it off because it'll grow back. It doesn't help a lot. But if you do collect it, and you could put it in paper bags. If you set it by a park sign, let us know. We'll go and pick it up and dispose of it. If there's anybody out there that wants to help us out.
Great. Yeah, that's great feedback.
So just a couple of things as a reminder, Furman Aquatic Center opens May 29th, a week from Saturday. First time since Labor Day of 2019. So we're excited to kick off the season. Just a reminder to buy your pool pass between now and through next Wednesday, which is the 26th, to get a 10% discount off your season swim pass. That includes both Furman Aquatic Center and Municipal Indoor Pool. Next week starts the new session of fitness. So the first fitness session of the summer starts next week. Also, registration for youth and adult summer programs is ongoing. T-ball, Start Smart, tennis lessons, summer camps. You can visit our website at www.amesparkrec.org to register for programs. And then the other thing I just want to mention was last Saturday, we kicked off the first game of the Miracle League season. So we have 2 teams. So we have 29 total players. We played one game at 9 a.m. And I went to the dugout to tell the red team that they were up to bat. And this little boy named Ian, he was probably, 7, 8, or 9. He said to me, this is a dream come true, as he was going up to bat. So it was really neat. There was tons of fans there, a lot of spectators. We had some help from different organizations. If you want to come out this Saturday and watch, help, you can pitch, you can coach, you can ump, or just bring your coffee and watch the game. It's a really cool thing to see. So Saturday at 9 a.m. this Saturday, and then we would take Memorial Day off that Saturday, and then we'd play the 4 Saturdays in June. So stop by if you have a chance.
Yeah, I really appreciate, Keith, you forwarding the notes of thanks and cards from the users of the park that have sent them to you. Those are really wonderful.
Yeah, and I was going to say, we had the mayor's bike ride on Saturday, and we went through Innis Grove just as things were wrapping up. So big thank you to Kelly and to Ben Flaherty, recreation manager, for getting that organized and ready to go. And for a little bit that I saw, it was just so fun to see the excitement when they're up there, they're playing and swinging and hitting the ball and stuff. If you haven't seen a game, it really just reinforces, at least for me, Kelly, Joshua, it really enforces why we got into the profession that we did. It's just so much fun to watch.
That's wonderful.
If Kelly and Joshua don't have anything else to add, I have one bit of news that we'll share with the commission, and I wish I didn't have to share it, but it's one of those things. If any of you have kids and they've been they grow up and move out of the house, and you hope that they do well, and at some point something else is going to happen. We have that situation with Kelly. She will be leaving us. She took a position as Director of Parks and Recreation in Farmington, Minnesota. And I just want to, and I told her, throughout the process, don't want to see you go. I wish you weren't leaving, but it's a great opportunity, and she'll do great. And I just want to, in this forum, personally thank Kelly. She's been with us, over 7.5 years. And when I came on as director in 2013, Joshua and Kelly were the first two hires, and obviously how important those two roles play in our department, in our operations, and the two of them, along with myself, make up our leadership team. And with Kelly, I have been nothing but impressed with her professionalism, her dedication, her commitment, the relationships that she has built within the department, with staff, with the individuals that she supervises, with people in the organization and in the community. And I had a lot of high expectations for Kelly when I hired her. I was really excited to offer her the position. In fact, when we got done interviewing her, one of the who's now Brian Phillips, who's now assistant city manager, we got done with the interview, and he said to me, he goes, "You really like her, don't you?" And I said, "I think she'll bring a lot to our department." And so I just want to personally again say thanks, Kelly, for everything that you have done. You'll be missed. We wish you plenty of luck, lots of luck in your new position. And I know you won't be a stranger. We'll see you at various things. So just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention and say thank you to Kelly for everything that she has done.
Thanks, Keith. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Kelly. That's a wonderful opportunity for you, but you will certainly be missed.
You've been a great asset over the years, and you're always well spoken of in the community, and we really appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for your passion for the city of Ames and the programming, and I really appreciate that. I know the city of Ames appreciates everything that you've done, and we know that it takes a long hours, some long exhausting days, but you will definitely be missed. You've been dedicated and devoted. I know you've even participated in a lot of the fitness classes there, and so I really appreciate that. And like I always tell everybody, it's not goodbye, it's just see you later.
That's right, Sarah, because I'm actually going back to the community I've worked in for 13 years. That took me here.
That's wonderful.
So it's not goodbye. You never know what happens.
Right, it's just see you later. So maybe we'll see you again soon.
Oh, everyone's misty-eyed now. Between the Miracle League and Kelly's departure, just a lot of wonderful and bittersweet things. So, all right. Next meeting is June 17th at 4 p.m. on the tour, and Keith, I skipped commission member comments. So any other comments, commission member comments? I did take my 4.5-year-old niece to the inclusive playground, and she loved all of the spinning apparatus and only the spinning apparatus. We had to kind of pry her away from that. So, but we had a great time. And it was great to see people out enjoying the park. So thank you all once again. So, any other comments? All right. Our next meeting, Thursday, June 17th at 4 p.m. And Keith will tell us where we're meeting. I don't know if we'll be arriving separately this year again, or if we'll have the bus, the van, but
we'll get that all figured out. And if there is anything that that you would like to see or have us go by, or projects in the CIP, if you had wanted to see certain locations or anything, shoot me a note and we'll get a tour schedule put together and let you know before the 17th what we're going to be doing.
Great. Okay. If there are no other comments for Keith, then I would take a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
All right, meeting is adjourned. I'll see everyone in person next week.
Well, enjoy next week with the holiday weekend, and hope to see everybody out at Furman.
Yes. Hopefully it gets sunny.
Yeah.